Hey everyone, and welcome. So, we're all hearing about the AI revolution, right? But behind all that magic, there's this hidden world of super powerful infrastructure. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something called a Neocloud, a whole new kind of cloud that's built to power all of this. Let's get into it.
AI is just everywhere now, isn't it? It's in our apps, at our jobs, it's totally woven into our lives. And it feels like magic. But here's the thing. That magic, it needs an insane amount of computational muscle. And that comes with a huge, often hidden price tag. It's actually become the biggest bottleneck in this whole AI boom. So, what exactly is this problem, and how are people starting to solve it?
Okay, so that brings us to our first big topic, the AI infrastructure problem. Basically, the crazy growth of AI has created this massive traffic jam for the very tech that makes it run. All right, here's the core of the issue. These AI models, they are incredibly hungry for one specific thing. Those powerful little chips called GPUs, or graphics processing units. Yep, the same things that were originally made for video games. Turns out, they're perfect for the kind of math AI needs to do. And now, literally everyone, from tiny startups to the biggest tech giants, wants to get their hands on them. We're talking about an absolutely insatiable, worldwide demand.
And look, this isn't just a simple supply and demand thing. No way. It's more like a perfect storm. You've got manufacturing bottlenecks. These things are crazy hard to make. Then you have all sorts of supply chain disruptions. Throw in some geopolitical issues, and what do you get? The costs just go through the roof. It makes it really tough for a lot of companies to get the hardware they need just to stay in the game.
But, big problems have a way of sparking some really cool, innovative solutions. And in this case, that solution has a name, the Neocloud. So let's figure out what this new specialized cloud, built just for the AI era, is all about. So what is a Neocloud? To put it simply, it's a cloud provider that is 100% completely focused on AI. We're talking about companies like CoreWeave, Lambda Labs, maybe you've heard of GroqCloud. Their entire reason for existing is to provide that super specialized infrastructure for AI workloads. They handle the headache of getting the hardware so their customers can just focus on building cool models.
And it's really important to get this. Neoclouds are offering a lot more than just a pile of GPUs. They're giving you the whole ecosystem, the entire toolkit for the AI lifecycle. We're talking AI-optimized storage, support for your data pipelines, tools for training and fine-tuning your models, and that super-fast, low-latency networking that is absolutely critical for these massive jobs. It's the full-stack solution for anyone developing AI.
Right about now, you're probably thinking, hang on, don't giants like Amazon's AWS or Google Cloud already offer GPUs? And that is the perfect question. So let's put these new players, the Neoclouds, head-to-head with the old guard, the hyperscalers.
Okay, here's probably the best and simplest way to think about the difference. A hyperscaler, like an AWS, is like a giant supermarket. It's got a little bit of everything for any general computing need you could possibly have. A Neocloud, though, that's a specialized gourmet shop. It's curated specifically with the absolute best ingredients just for AI developers.
Let's break that down just a little bit more. Neoclouds, they are purpose-built for AI. They often have much simpler, more transparent hourly pricing. And, this is key, they have high GPU elasticity, which is a fancy way of saying you can easily spin up huge clusters of these chips and then spin them back down when you're done. Hyperscalers, on the other hand, are general purpose. Their pricing can get really complex, with all sorts of layers, and their elasticity is spread across a huge range of services, not just these specialized AI chips.
And this is where it gets really interesting. Because Neoclouds are so focused and lean, they can offer some pretty dramatic cost savings. Check this out. Studies have shown that running a powerful GPU instance on a Neocloud can be, on average, 66% cheaper than running the same thing on a major hyperscaler. 66%. That is an absolute game changer for any company working in AI.
Now, this doesn't mean it's an all-or-nothing kind of deal. The smartest companies aren't just picking one and ditching the other. Nope. Instead, they're building what's called a hybrid cloud strategy, where they use the best of both worlds. Let's take a look at how that actually works. So, a modern AI stack is really a strategic mix and match. Companies will use the Neoclouds for all the heavy lifting, the super GPU-intensive stuff like training a new model. They'll keep their traditional applications and their databases on the good old hyperscalers. And then for really sensitive data, or for what's called AI inference, that's when an AI actually makes a prediction, they might even use their own private infrastructure. See? Every part has its own specific job.
So, is this whole Neocloud thing just a fad, a temporary blip while the big guys catch up? Well, all the signs are pointing to a big no. It looks like the future of the cloud is becoming more and more specialized. Neoclouds are a trend that is definitely here to stay.
And you don't have to take my word for it. The numbers tell the whole story. This market for GPU as a service, which is the core of what Neoclouds do, is projected to skyrocket. We're looking at it going from under $4 billion in 2024 to over $12 billion by 2030. That's a growth rate of almost 23% a year. This is not some tiny niche market. This is an absolute explosion.
And this all leads to something that's actually bigger than just a smart business strategy. By breaking down those huge barriers of cost and access, Neoclouds are playing a really critical role in, well, democratizing AI. They're giving startups, researchers, and smaller companies a real shot at competing and innovating. It helps spread the power of this incredible technology way more widely.
So this leaves us with one last, really fascinating question to think about. For years, the entire digital world has kind of revolved around these giant, do-everything hyperscalers. But as AI becomes the single most important thing we do with computers, could these so-called niche clouds actually become the new center of gravity? It's a future that's being built right now as we speak. Thanks so much for joining me.